Hari Om. Om Namah Shivaya. I just made a video a few hours ago, yesterday, about Manas Puja. And it's pretty impressive to read about that and really learn about it. And if you do it, I mean, the spiritual and religious angle aside, like keep it aside, there's a scientific value, there's a scientific balance to this exercise. Manas Puja is an exercise. What you're doing is you're exercising your brain, thinking about certain activities and serving the God. And then you're doing it all just without, any articles in your hand. You're just thinking about it and doing it. And from a neuroscience perspective, the more we um, practice, actually it comes in again in Gita that asamshaya mahabaho mano durnigraham chalam abhyasin tu kaunteya vairagyan cha grihate, which means when Arjuna asked told Bhagavan Krishna that, hey, it's so difficult for me to really focus, he says that, yeah, it is true that it's very difficult to control the mind, and that's true, right? Like right now, I'm sitting here in the United States, and within no second, my mind goes to Benares and I start thinking about Vishwanath Temple and the great time I spent there earlier this year. So mind actually runs faster than even the speed of the light, right? And we don't want that to happen. We want to learn to practice concentration, attention, work upon our cognitive functions, and make our brain a stronger, mentally strong, and also be able to have sustained attention, just not attention, sustained attention. But when you're in a class, you're able to focus. When you're doing a task, you're able to focus on the task, and it's just such an important aspect of our lifestyle. And there's no physical exercise for that. There's no physical exercise for really doing attention promotion in our brain. We cannot go to a gym and do some push-ups and build up our muscle mass, and that will help with attention. No, it doesn't happen that way. So now think about it. Like we go to temples and the panditji, the priest, does all these ceremonies, and or we do it ourselves at home. Like we do all the puja and all, which mainly involve actions. You know, burning the candle or a diya at home and agarbatti and chanting some songs and now. Um, but Manas Puja adds a real strong value, and in the literature as well. I was just reading yesterday that it's considered even better than the usual puja that the pundits do or we do at our home. Doing the Manas Puja is considered to be far better based on Puranas. And then I was thinking that, wow, I was like, wow, like look at it. You're in a forest, you don't have resources to serve the God. You are at your home, you don't have all the resources, right? We do say that, right? In our Hindu pujas, we say that, oh, I want to serve certain articles made of gold and stuff like that, and we don't have it, and we then say manasa, thinking about it. I'm thinking about something, and I'm serving you, hey Lord. So Manas Puja is about thinking about your presence in front of the deity, the God, the Parameshwar, the Ishwar. And this is what our sages were doing, right? And then you're thinking about all different things you will do. You're imagining and you're having a sustained, focused concentration about, oh, Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, or all of them sitting in front of you and you're chanting songs for them. You're thinking about going to certain galaxy and bringing in some like cosmic flowers for the god and serving it on him. And you are doing all that by mind, thinking about it. You're thinking about the Kamdhenu, the cow whose milk you want to serve, and that again, cow is like cosmic, like you're thinking about all those things. You're thinking about, and you're doing it in a certain fashion. And this is what they teach us in meditation exercises, right? Like we go to meditation classes. And this is what they do. They make us think about things in a certain order, and that really helps clear our mind. So imagine the power of the Manas Puja. It's amazing. It's really amazing. So let me again revise. Let me put these things in a better order. So what is Manas Puja? Manas Puja is a mental worship. It's called Manasa Puja or Manas Puja. It's a form of a Hindu worship or Sanatan, spiritual practice that predominantly people living in the Indian subcontinent used to do a long time ago. We have lost some of these practices. Our priests don't talk about it much, but this is something that's really, and what you do here in this puja, in this worship, in this exercise, it takes place entirely within the mind. It involves mentally offering devotion, praises, symbolic items like flowers, water, food, and other services, as you would typically do when you invite the Panditji. What does Panditji do when he comes to our houses? What he does first, we're not really worshiping a statue. We are first invoking the God upon the statue or any other object. We are inviting that spiritual energy power to come by chanting some mantras. But if you don't think about that process, then it doesn't really make more sense. So in Manas Puja, you are really invoking, you're inviting God. Similarly, the Panditji does that, right? Then he serves the God with, first he invites all his devas, right? In Satyanarayan Puja, for example, he invites all other devas, Ketu, this, that, Ganesha. Start always puja with Ganesh Bhagwan Puja, right? So, so, so that's done. But imagine doing that exercising and imagining, thinking in step-by-step manner with a focused attention, concentration, inviting those gods into your presence, in your mind, with the eyes closed, just thinking about that. You're visualizing that. Certain areas, visual cortex, certain areas in the brain are getting exercise. And the more you give brain exercise, more than your neurons are formed. Those neurons, initially, they have some transient patterns, but if that practice continues, those transient patterns in terms of molecules convert into proteins and then get permanently ingrained. So if we teach our kids doing these kind of mental exercises, they will learn to have more focus, more attention. They'll be able to visualize stuff. The right side of the brain will become more stronger. I think so. It helps develop intense concentration because, again, the practice requires focused attention and strong visualization skill. It's a form of an exercise, right? So it involves intense concentration. So how does it help the brain exercise? The act of mentally performing the rituals and offerings require high level of concentration and one-pointed focus, which can strengthen the cognitive skills like focus and concentration. It relies heavily on visualization and imagination as you create the entire worship experience within your mind, which can improve these abilities. Neuroplasticity, right? We talk about the neuroplasticity induced brain matter changes. So engaging in activities that challenge the brain, like Manas Puja, can promote neuroplasticity, which is the brain's ability to perform and reorganize neural connections. Mental clarity. You remember when you go to these meditation classes, what happens at the end? There's a mental clarity. This is what is mental clarity exercise, Manas Puja. Focusing on internal offerings and visualization can help clear mental clutter and improve mental clarity. So what are the benefits beyond brain exercise? Remember how you feel after the meditation? You feel that, oh, your stress is reduced. This is what happens after these pujas as well. The meditative aspect of Manas Puja can help reduce stress and promote relaxation. It helps with spiritual growth. It helps with the spiritual growth. Manas Puja deepens one's devotion and spiritual connection to their chosen deity. And then it brings in inner purity. By focusing on internal offerings and visualization, practitioners may experience a sense of inner purity and tranquility, because this whole entire exercise is about bringing in, that sense of purity and tranquility and thinking of God. It's such a beautiful experience. Try it. Try it. Doesn't matter you are Hindu. Try in your own faith. Try in your own faith. But this is an extremely beautiful way of praying that helps your brain, helps improve your cognitive functions, improves your spiritual growth, reduces your stress level, brings in an inner purity. So the previous two videos that I made are about Manas Puja, a bit in Hindi, a bit in Sanskrit, a bit of chanting, Bhagavan Shiva and some of the songs, and thinking and imagining that process. As a child, I used to do a kind of yoga which involved essentially like focusing on one object called Trata. It really helped me a lot, those yoga and those concentration exercises growing up. That sustained concentration that you totally can get totally off of the rest of the world and just focus on the task in front of you. And if a spiritual exercise like this can help us, the human beings, improve upon our brain functions, why not do it? Why not do it? Change the name of the deities however you want, but do it. These brain exercises are very helpful. All right. So you can refer back to my video and review and enjoy the music and chanting. I'm not a great singer, but I tried doing my best in that video and the one preceding that. Hari Om, Om Namah Shivaya.